and it's been an exciting round of first-round playoffs. It really hasn't, to be honest with you guys. The only exciting series is the Clippers versus the Spurs, in my opinion.
We got spoiled last year, I can tell you that for sure.
We definitely did. There's been 3 sweeps and a game ending in 5 with Houston and Mavs. Yo, man, it sucks. Like, I wanted better basketball. I think it's just because of what we had last year.
Honestly, I've just accepted that we're waiting for the second round. That's it.
Yeah.
The matchups are going to be so much better.
It just feels like a 3-point shooting contest for every team. Like, it doesn't feel like it's really good basketball at this point.
It cheeses me not be able to watch great basketball. The only great basketball I see are like the Spurs. Sometimes they show, and then entertaining wise, it's like the Clippers and Golden State. And
that's why
Golden
it
State
matches so well. I think it matches so well the Clippers and Spurs that they're both so opposite with each other. So it looks like it matches so well.
That's what makes it the best series.
Yeah,
and we thought Toronto and Washington was going to be a great series. Yeah, that definitely didn't happen there.
We were wrong about that.
Yeah, we were all wrong about that. That kind of hurts our credibility there, but a lot of people gave Toronto the series in 6 or 7. But yeah, Washington just beat the crap out of Toronto.
So comes at you fast.
About our update on our challenge, guys. We're going to send it to Andre, and he's going to explain pretty much how the challenge is working and how many points we all have and what's going to be happening and how we're formatting everything. So let's shoot it to him.
So for the folks at home, we've put together a system that allows us to gain points from our predictions of the first round of this year's NBA playoffs. If you have the series winner and the correct number of games, you take away 4 points from that prediction. If you have the series winner and you're 1 game off, you get 3. If you have 2 games off, you get 2 points. And if you have 3 games off, you get 1 point. However, if you don't have the series winner, then you take away 0 from that given series. So as of right now, April 29th, prior to the Portland-Memphis Game 5 of that series, Chris has 11 points, David has 10 points, and I have 9 points. However, if Memphis takes Game 5, Chris would have 14 points, David would have 13 points, and I would have 9 points. So keep up with the challenge, and we'll see who's drinking the milkshake at the end of the first round.
All right, so pretty much that's how our challenge is going to work. There's still a lot of basketball to be played. So any one of us can still win, any one of us can still lose. So you're not going to want to miss who loses it. That video is going to be hilarious.
If you guys want to see Chris or Andre throw up in front of the camera,
bro, I don't know what you're talking. You're not winning right now.
I'm not going to lose this challenge.
Like, relax yourself, all right?
Talking to the person that has 9 points.
Yeah, relax yourself. There's still we got the Memphis, Portland, San Antonio Clippers is going to be huge. You're almost right with Chicago and Bucks, 20 games thing. So there's still a lot of basketball to be played, man, and there's still a lot of points to be gathered. But, right now, on this, the 2 teams we're going to talk about, how we said we're going to talk about one team, 1 series from the East and 1 series from the West. Right now, we're going to get into the West. We were never able to talk about the Golden State and New Orleans series
because it all happened so fast.
Yeah, it was a sweep, and it was a hell of a series. Even though it was 4 games, it was quite entertaining. Yeah. I found it, and I want to ask you guys, what does this mean for Anthony Davis and the New Orleans Pelicans?
I think they can grow from this. They got some good experience in being in the playoffs, even though it was only for 4 games. Anthony Davis played amazing. He was averaging 31.5 points per game, almost 11 boards every night. Good to get that experience, but it's going to be hard for them to move up in that Western Conference. I think they still have to tweak their roster a little bit to get to that next level.
Yeah, I think that when you hear about the best power forwards in the league, I think Anthony Davis is clear cut. Now, if you look at back when Kevin Love was in Minnesota, what made him not a top 5 player is that he couldn't get his team to the playoffs. Yeah, it's very hard for a power forward to get the team to the playoffs because you really need a good guard to facilitate your points. But Anthony Davis is such a special breed of player, that Drew Holiday was hurt and they still made the playoffs and they still made it competitive with Golden State. 31 and a half points with just over 50% shooting. That's unheard of.
Yeah, and there were a couple close games in that series, but the Warriors are just too good for them right now.
Yeah, they definitely turned that switch on, and for me, this is just the beginning for him. He's gonna grow with that team. I really hope they add a third, like a wing player. You know, they need a small forward.
Shouldn't they have that wing player already? Like Tyreek Evans,
he ain't doing it.
I know, like man, he's actually so bad. Like compared to what he was supposed to be like.
And then
look at Eric.
He had a historic rookie season. I don't think he's been bad though. That's
compared to
a
where
little
he was
harsh.
supposed to be when his Rookie of the Year campaign, and then he comes to New Orleans, and then he just can't.
That starting line with Drew Holiday
On paper, looks good.
On paper, it looks good. It should be like should be in the
that's
playoffs
a good
for
that's
sure.
a good 2K
Their
team.
bench,
But like
their bench is
when it comes to like in a playoff game, it's not going to be formidable.
Yeah, their bench is where it struggles, but I want to see that team fully healthy in the playoffs. It would have been a lot more of a fun series if New Orleans was all healthy. But again, I think one of the key things is having a healthy Drew Holiday, a strong Tyreek Evans, and a solid bench. Because Omar Ashik is going to play defense and get you rebounds. And Eric Gordon, that stupid shot he took was so bad.
That was a series right there.
Like he took a
And my prediction of Warriors in 5, basically. Thanks, Eric Gordon, if you're watching this video, because you messed this up.
You just got screwed. Possibly could have got screwed.
Yeah,
but like I think switching on to like for Monty Williams, I think he actually did a good job. I know you guys are laughing. Like he actually did a good job. Like I know it sounds really odd, but like he actually did a good job for the Pelicans because everyone thought he should have been fired for having such a superstar as Anthony Davis. But he held up his own against Steve Kerr. And Steve Kerr has been such a
hard out west, man. It's hard to like even make playoffs out west.
All right, we talked a lot about New Orleans. Let's go to the other side of the series, the other team. Let's talk about Golden State. Who's going to be the X factor for the next round? You know who's going to show up. Steph and Clay. But who from that team is going to need to be that X factor against potentially Portland or Memphis?
It's all depending on the team, like you just said, Portland or Memphis. I think if it's Portland, it's Draymond Green because he has to guard LaMarcus Aldridge. And if it's Memphis, then it's Andrew Bogut.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Marc Gasol and Zach Randolph are such big boys, such big guys that Bogut needs to hold his own against these two guys. Because Draymond Green can hold his own against Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis still haven't built his big body like Zach Randolph is. Zach Randolph's a man, and he can make men look like boys in the paint.
Yeah, he's a bully. He's a bully in the paint. If Andrew Bogut gets into foul trouble, that series with Memphis is really going to be difficult for Golden State to win. And just because it's so defensive oriented against Memphis, Memphis makes you feel them. With Tony Allen, Jeff Green, Mike Conley, hopefully comes back soon. I really hope because you don't want any team to be hurt during the playoffs. You want the best basketball you can get. You want everyone healthy. Who's really better than who? And these two teams were first and second and third, mainly for Memphis throughout the whole season. And for Memphis to drop, it's I want to see everyone healthy. I really want to see good basketball.
I think the most important thing for Golden State, I agree with what you said about Andrew Bogut being key in both of those series, in my opinion, because of the big men that the other teams have. I think Golden State has to set the pace in both of those series and make teams play their style of ball rather than grinding it out with the Memphis or anything like that because it'll make them feel a bit uncomfortable. We know they're a team that can play good defense. We know they're a team that can get buckets with the best of them. But it's all about making the opposition play their pace and make them feel comfortable.
I think that in order to be a great team, you can still be the team within their system.
Yeah.
You know, see what I'm saying? Like, Golden State, you can't win a championship off flashy passes and looking like pretty boys out there on the court. You got to be like men and go inside the paint and pound it inside like the way Memphis does. That's why Memphis always goes far in the playoffs. With Memphis and Golden State, if that were to happen, Memphis, to me, has a slight edge because of the inside presence. I'd rather have 2 points than a long three from Curry.
Yeah, but then you need to go back to the bench.
Yeah,
Golden State's bench is so much more better than Memphis's. So if Memphis's bench doesn't show up, that's going to hurt him a lot because you got to rest Marcus Gasol and Zach Randolph. And I know we're talking about X factors. My X factor would be Klay Thompson. He's shooting almost 50% from the field and from threes, from the 3-point line. And you already know Tony Allen is probably going to guard either Steph or Clay.
Yeah.
And Steph doesn't really do that well with a lot of physicalness.
Taller,
longer defenders. It's more of an adjustment for him. And once he struggles with that, does Golden State
go down?
Yeah, do they go down?
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see for sure, man. Like that, we obviously know that's the Splash Bros are the best backcourt in the league. But against a grinded out type of team that will make you feel uncomfortable, play their style, and not do this flashy oh my God, I'm going to pull up with 23 seconds on the shot clock and hit this three and be on Vine tonight. That's what the Warriors have been kind of doing all season. We know they're a good ball club, but I can see where Steph might have a tougher time playing against a Tony Allen or Mike Conley.
Yeah, I think if I was Stephen Curry, I would want to face Portland, mainly because Portland, with their injuries, their lack of depth, if I was Steph Curry, I'd be praying that Portland would win.
But it's most likely not going to happen. You're going to face Memphis.
Hey, we'll see.
Most likely. You have Memphis moving on in our prediction, but
we'll see. Yes, Portland.
Oh yeah, you have Portland. We have Memphis.
He wants to pray for Portland to win.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens. You say Andrew Bogut, Draymond Green. I say Klay Thompson in foul trouble, and you say you agree with David. Bogut, Draymond Green, X factors for that series. All right, so we're gonna kick it to the East now.
East side.
So another series we never got to talk about was the Cavs and Celtics series, and maybe we're gonna focus on the Cavs. You know, we know Celtics are a rebuilding team, and it's good for them to be in the playoffs. Good for Brad Stevens and proving that he's a good coach, and that young team has a lot of potential. But mainly we're gonna focus on the Cavs here, and since it's been reported that Kevin Love will miss 4 to 6 months, it's like
huge blow.
How much will the Cavs miss him? How much will the Cavs miss Kevin Love in a second series, potentially against Chicago, most likely, or the Bucks, which is
you never know. You never know.
Fear the deer.
Anyways, more likely Chicago, but shout out to the Bucks. They forced a Game 6. But yeah, any one of you guys answer that right now?
I think they will miss Kevin Love, man. He's important to that team in terms of floor spacing for LeBron and Kyrie to operate when they try to attack the basket. We know that Kevin Love doesn't always play fourth quarters because I guess David Blatt is more comfortable with him being out of the lineup and going with Tristan Thompson or someone else. It's going to be hard for them to get past the Chicago, though, man. A veteran team that has a guy like Pau Gasol, has a guy like
Taj Gibson,
Mirotic, like they have the advantage clearly if Kevin Love is going to be out until next season. It's going to be hard. LeBron is going to have to bring his A game. Kyrie is going to have to play like an elite point guard all series long. Can't take any games off. And more importantly, I think they're going to have to be more in tune on defense because Kevin Love is such an important part of their offense where he averages, or at least in the Boston series before he dislocated his shoulder, averaged 18 and 9. Missing that three-point threat, that big man that's going to help you get rebounds is going to be tough. So
yeah, he was shooting 47% from the 3-point line.
LeBron and his guys are going to have to crack down on defense and make sure that, hey, we're not relying on outscoring teams anymore because we know that the Cavs have been an offensive team for most of this season. So I think they're going to have to crack down.
I think this is the biggest blow for the Cavs right now, especially if they face Chicago. Just having the paint clogged up right now, LeBron shooting 20% from the three-point line, playing horrible from the three-point line, playing perimeter-wise. If he gets in that paint, say hello to Joakim Noah, Taj Gibson, Pau Gasol, and Mirotic.
Yeah.
Kevin Love can stretch that out. Tristan Thompson can't. You know what I'm saying? And then J.R. Smith getting suspended for 2 games. Another huge blow.
That's spinning back.
Yeah.
Back fist to Jay Crowder's jaw.
This guy went hood on them, man. This guy went hood. And,
I couldn't tell if I was watching, UFC Fight Night or Cavs and Celtics Game 4.
Yeah, and, seeing J.R. Smith, another perimeter shooter that was playing very well for them, lose 2 games, and those 2 games will be in Cleveland. I think that's going to be a huge blow.
Mainly a guy that has playoff experience and that can offer you a lot more than a Dellavedova, Thompson. Some guy that's been through this and can help you move forward. A veteran. I think he's going to be missed a lot, man.
I think the Bulls would win that series because Kyrie and LeBron have averaged combined 50 points against Boston. Boston does not have a shot blocker. Chicago does in Joakim Noah. Not really a shot blocker, but he'll change the shots. Yeah. And Kyrie Irving is going to have to rely on his jump shot. Now, Derrick Rose is going to play the best defense in the world, but at least he can bother Kyrie Irving because they have the same similar ball handling skills. And they have the same type of game where they're going to try to attack the basket more than shoot the
we know the bad blood between Joakim, LeBron, and just the Bulls versus LeBron.
Nobody wants to visit Cleveland.
Just laddering to my next question here. What needs to happen for the Cavs to get past the Bulls, potentially Bucks, but at this point we agree that it's going to be the Bulls. But what needs to happen for Cleveland to get past them?
LeBron has to go.
Yeah, it's that simple.
On
2
Jordan.
words, man.
LeBron
King
has,
James.
LeBron has to go on Jordan mode. LeBron has to prove that he is King James and has the 2 rings and has the 4 MVPs. I mean, Kyrie Irving is going to have bad games because it's his first playoff series. But with LeBron James, he has to be the leader. He even said in interviews, guys have to step up. He has to step up too. You can't just say rely on your other guys. No, you have to step up. You have to be the leader. You have to be the self-proclaimed King James and have the other guys be better around you.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen. But for me, I said that when Cleveland faces Chicago, it's going to be like hitting a brick wall. Either you're going to get past it or you're just not going to get over it at all. Because you go through, it was a good test to go through Boston. But
was it really though? Was it really a good test having such a light team that they had to go into a grittiness? Their style that they don't play a grittiness game. They had to make it that in order for Cavs to do that. Bulls is already in that. That's their identity, the grittiness and the toughness to play.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that they had a sweep? To me, that wasn't such a good thing for them. I think they needed a real test.
A lot of people were saying it was a nice transition, but that's where my point comes in. It was a nice transition, but immediately you hit a team like Chicago that's so physical, that has so much experience, that they're finally kind of healthy with Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler, Mike Dunleavy, Pau Gasol, and Joakim Noah as their starting 5. And then you have Mirotic, Aaron Brooks, Tony Snell has been playing great, Taj Gibson as your bench. Man, it's like I said, it's gonna be like a brick wall. You're either gonna get over it or you're gonna crumble.
I think watching that Cavs-Celtics series, we're more proud of Boston's effort than how the Cavs played.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the Cavs are just here doing what they have to do to move on to the second round. That's all it was, man.
Yeah, but like when it comes down to it, I think Derrick Rose's 2 bad games against Milwaukee, I think that's an aberration. Mainly because look at Milwaukee's length. I mean, Cavs don't have Milwaukee's length, and I think that Derrick Rose could be easier, less turnovers for him, more smart decisions because you have Giannis, OJ Mayo, Michael Carter Williams with all that length. Now you have Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, who has to be guarding Jimmy Butler. Has to be guarding Jimmy Butler.
It's not the same.
Yeah. So
we'll see what happens.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. It's gonna be fun. It should have been the Eastern Conference Finals, but no disrespect to Atlanta, but it should have been the Eastern Conference Finals. But it's gonna be really fun to see in the second round, and we all can't wait for that, and I know y'all can't wait for that either. So that's gonna wrap it up. Not much to go on from the Cavs and Golden State because it was so short, but those are our opinions on it. Be sure to tune in next week. I think the first round will probably be over, and be able to tell you who the loser is. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And
peace.
Where are you guys going?
We're done.
Oh.